Hey there, and hey, ZK, Mama G here, co-creator, as I always say, with the prime creator of Fiercely Fulfilled Feminine, where I help starseeds heal sexual trauma, reclaim their power, and experience true fulfillment through what I call the sacred sexuality reclamation method. Now, I'd like to talk about today as to why you might appear or seem to appear invisible to everybody and everything, including to money. And yes, it has everything to do with your sexual trauma. The great news is, as always, a cure. We can use the word cure. It's always can be completely healed. So I'm going to talk about the root cause of it. Goes deeper than self-love. So do not shame yourself. This is not your fault. It's not under your control. Even if this is something you've been addressing for a while, I'm going to share a powerful metaphor as to why it might still be showing up. And if you're here now, here's the great news. You're ready to completely transmute that. I believe that if you're here now, I'm going to share a powerful metaphor and then share a couple of techniques that you can use to help to move yourself through this energy of, wow, you're showing up, even though you have these great gifts and talents and wisdom and you're sharing, and yet you're not just getting the traction that you feel like you should be getting, or you're not getting the outcomes you believe that you should be getting, even though you've been at it for a real long time and you've been going through a lot of healing and transformation, getting those downloads, and yet patiently waiting for all of it to show up, if it's been anything like it was for me. So where was I? So yeah, it's not because you're lacking knowledge. It's not because you're lacking wisdom. It's not because you haven't done enough healing. It really isn't. I know, more beliefs, okay? Divine design, ultimately, we know that, okay? So let's take shame. Let's shed that right now, okay? You're right where you're meant to be, okay? So it's not even the algorithm. It is not the algorithm. It is a frequency of fear that may not even be conscious. It wasn't for me. I'm bold. I've been showing up for a long time. You're doing lives, you're doing reels, you got your website, making posts, you're doing this, bop, 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 bop. And yet there's just, it's like you're in a crowd, and you're not there. Okay. And it's more than just being a star seed. Okay. Because there's that too. All of a sudden, where's the love? Where's the soul tribe? Where are my new friends? Where's that extra money and abundance that's meant to be coming right now? Like this huge, like deep, deep void of liminal space. I'm going to tell you right now that the greater the void and the greater the number of items that seem to be missing, or not missing, but still you're waiting for them to align in your reality, is just the deeper that you've gone, which means, according to the law of pendulum, you got a lot of goodness coming your way. Okay. Let me just say that. I've had it all. Like some people, they'll have a spouse and it'll just be a challenge with money. Others will have a challenge with health, and yet they have everything else. They have the money, they have the spouse, they have the support, the community, whatever. Okay. So usually most will have at least a couple of those pieces. For me, I'm fortunate that I have my health. Okay. But I've pretty much have felt a void in every other area of my life. So that's normal. It's part of the ascension journey. It's just normal. It makes you stronger. And anyways, I'm getting off track. Let me get back to it. The fear of frequency. And it has everything to do with sexual trauma. Now, because whatever or whoever did the abuse, whenever it happened, child, adult, what have you, sexual assault, rape, abuse, ongoing, one-time thing, whatever, you already know that somehow you got a message, your body received a message that it's not safe to be seen. So you're using your voice, it's all great, showing up, and yet your body is saying, oh, no, 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 no. Use your voice, show up if you want, go after what you want, but we got to keep you safe. We're going to put this energetic wall of protection around you so that nobody sees you. Now, no matter how great your gifts are, no matter how much divine wisdom you're sharing and how much truth and how authentic it is and how powerful it is, because you're getting all these downloads, right? You're a star seed. I know it. I know you. And yet, what is going on? It's just a deeper level. I've known this for 6 years. That safety, just wanting to feel safe. Even making money can feel unsafe. First of all, if you have a cloak of invisibility, okay, an energetic cloak of invisibility, which I believe is a real thing, meant to protect you, if you're keeping anything out, you're keeping everything out. When it gets to that depth, it means money's not going to see you. People aren't going to see you. Your soul tribe won't see you. Your new best friends won't see you. Love won't see you. New relationships won't see you. None of that will see you. Because it can't get through that wall of protection, built on a fear of frequency that is probably likely unconscious. So don't shame yourself. Don't fault yourself. Because if you're anything like me, you have invested countless hours and tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in your business, your calling, your spiritual growth, your healing, your transformation, all of it. Here's the deal. It can be really challenging. Think of like a big oak tree with an extensive root system, right? You can get deeper and deeper. It gets to a point when it's so deeply embedded, it's just really stubbornly hard to uproot. So I've got an easier, quicker way to do it. First of all, you can just cut that tree down, which represents belief systems that no longer serve you, like, okay, it's not safe to be visible. You're left with a stump, right? You can keep trying to work at that root system, but you know how that is. If you know anything about trees and root systems, there's a reason why those stumps are left there. It's not going to regenerate. It's not growing back. Experience shows us that. Nature shows us that. And most people are going to walk right by a stump, especially if there's a big, beautiful, flourishing tree next to it. And so this is essentially what I'm going to get to. What you need to do instead is walk away from the stump. Stop working stubbornly at those stubborn roots, deeper roots. Walk away from the stump. Plant a whole new seed of thought, a whole new tree of beliefs that support you being completely safe and supported and divinely protected and guided, no matter how much visibility you have in your calling, in your love, and whatever it is, in your relationships, in your connections. Doing what you love, being authentic. A new tree. So how does that look as far as the neurology goes? So you've got these deeply embedded, neural pathways. Think of it like a bowling alley, right? You've got those little grooves on the side, the gutters, right? You can get it down the middle, maybe get a strike, except with, depending on the type of sexual trauma and the depth that it's gone to, and that's pretty much every case that I know of, okay, from my experience, those gutters get wide. That little alleyway there to throw the ball down and try to get the pins, like trying to get that strike, they just seem to widen. Like the grooves seem to not only deepen, but they seem to get wider. No, not safe, not safe, not safe. No strike, no pin going down. No, that friend isn't showing up. Okay, that extra cash flow is not coming in. That extra opportunity. No, boom, got a ball, got a ball, got a ball. Okay, so here's the deal. That's a lot right there to try to just get those deeply rooted pathways to just, right? We got to go the road less traveled. A lot easier. So we're going to walk away from those, just leave them be, okay? Stop walking that path, create new neural pathways. Start fresh. Start fresh. Those other ones will automatically dissolve. They will fall away. I'm going to explain to you how you can start to do that. A lot easier, like I said, to plant a new seed. Plant a new seed of thought, a new tree. Because literally, the human body is a biological computer This is galactic technology. So you have the ability, we have the ability to rewire, reprogram, rewrite. There was another one I had, and I don't have my notes, but that's good to go. You got me, right? ReCode. All right. We have the ability to do all that. So that's essentially what we're going to do. All right. And this is a perfect time because of the energies right now on the planet, is just to allow it to dissolve with all this great efforting. Done with efforting. Let's bring in the ease. Okay. So here's what I did. Now, first of all, very quickly, I'm going to share how it showed up for me. It's shown up again and again and again. Okay. It's like I literally, as a kid, I would sit outside the house if we visited a certain relative, and I would just sit on the stoop no matter what the weather is. I don't want to be in that house because if I did, something would happen and I would put myself in danger. And oftentimes, and this was at least once a week. And I remember I grew up in New England in the United States. It's very cold in the winters, very long winters. And we would visit this city just outside of Boston. And this is where this person was who abused my twin sister and I and our cousin. So we would, as soon as we arrived at this home, my cousin lived downstairs in his apartment. So we would leave as soon as we got there, put on our coats, whatever, and we would just walk up the street, hop over the chain link fence, and we would just sit in this schoolyard. This is usually on the weekends when we went. And if we had to go pee, we would just drop our pants and go pee right there because it was a danger to go back to that place and especially dangerous to go into the bathroom. It was a very small apartment. I'm from a family of 8. You're inviting all these extended family members and you're having Sunday dinner. It was not, to me, it wasn't safe. People were too busy. They didn't know what was going on. And so that's how I stayed hidden. And I stayed hidden in a lot of other ways. But I'm not going to get into all that right now. But I'm guessing that you can relate. So either you were hidden as a child and it's pretty obvious. If you were an adult and there was a sexual assault case, you're hiding in other ways. Perhaps you want to keep your information safe. You don't want people to know certain things about you. And so there's a certain level of backing up, so to speak. At any rate, that's because you're looking to feel safer. You want to feel protected. You don't want this harm to happen again because being seen, people knowing your business is a danger zone. At least that's what your body has told you. Okay. So obviously, if it's more recent, then that's going to be something to contend with. For me, I haven't had that. I haven't been assaulted for a really long time. So I shouldn't, not assaulted, I would say raped and tortured. So for me, I've had time to heal through that and work through that. However, even what happens, it can get pushed down into your cellular memory. So even if you start to show up and you feel, wow, I feel safe, like look at me, I can speak up and I'm using my voice, there's still potentially a deeper root there. So one way you can deal with that. When I woke up this morning, oh my gosh, excuse me. See what I'm doing here? Forgive me. I don't have my notes with me. Recently, first of all, I've had a lot of abundance. The more I heal, especially my sacral chakra, and just in general, a lot of abundance, a lot of more blessings, just amazing synchronicities and blessings and this and that. And it's like, and then money starting to come in and not just money to come in, but me starting to earn money and more money doing what I authentically, me showing up authentically, like, and being more and more visible and having more and more people start to engage. And I started to tighten up. I started to become very, very anxious. I was happy. And then all of a sudden I'm anxious and nervous as heck. And that's what it was. It was just a deeper layer. Am I safe to really show up this time? Because I've had a lot of miscarriages. And I mean, as far as your calling, you see how it relates, sacral chakra, womb, miscarriages. Okay. And you can see I'm still dealing with the last remnants of that. I heal through action sometimes. So I got up and I'm like, what is going on here? I speak to spirit. I'm like, what is going on here? What do I need to do? Please help me. What do I need to let go of? What's going on? And I usually get guided either to a frequency or a music or a tool or a technique. It could be breathing, it could be EFT, it could be any number of things. It could be Kundalini yoga, it could be just lying on my back. It could be any number of things, but I check in with spirit, and you could do the same. And what it was this morning, because I had a major purge this morning. I'll be good to the real, to the real, to the honest, you know. I'm right there with you. This is just the journey. It doesn't stop. It does get easier. But that's just ascension, okay? So let's get real here. I um I was guided to EFT, emotional freedom technique. It's a tapping technique that combines Chinese medicine, modern psychology, and neurology. And technically biology as well. So I'm not going to explain how that functions right now. In fact, I'll drop a link into a video I did on depression as an echo of sexual trauma because I did share a sample of EFT and gave some background on how to do that. So I will share that through a link in this video if you're interested in doing that, because I think it would be very beneficial if this applies to you. And you can script that out. You can create your own script. So essentially, you're going to start out with your frustration, your anger. I feel really anxious. I'm nervous. I have tightness in my chest. I don't know what this is about. I'm frustrated. Like, I should be excited right now. I should be really happy. Like, what's going on here? I feel nervous. Like, I feel sad even. Okay. And just, you might get angry. You might start yelling. You might get mad at God. And that's okay. God doesn't, it's okay. And start crying, and then you just keep going. Get it out. Just keep going. You're tapping it out, and then you're going to notice at some point, all of a sudden, you just feel calm. You're like, okay, I'm calm now. And then you start to program in, recode, reprogram what you really know. I'm safe. I am divinely supported, guided, loved, and protected at all times. I can be as visible and as authentic in my visibility as possible, as much as I love doing what I love to do, making a ton of money, enjoying a bunch of friends, enjoying beautiful love, and just embracing love fully because I'm so safe and so divinely protected at all times. I'm sovereign. I'm in my power. I'm a goddess. I am balanced in sacred union with my divine masculine and my divine feminine energy. And that allows me to stand in a pillar of strength and sovereignty. I am wealth. I'm friendship. I am love. I am a goddess of the highest order. I am sovereignty, 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 sovereignty. I am safe. I'm so loved, so protected, so worthy. And I'm free to be safely me. Because me being me, divinely protected, where God walks with me, where the great goddess of the universe walks with me in balance and harmony, dang, I'm powerful. Okay. So that's one thing that you can do. Okay. And you can use some of that script. Okay. And then later, I was listening to a video where there's this gentleman by the name of Daryl Anka, and he channels this entity or this whatever called Bashar. And to me, it resonates. It may or may not with you, yet he shared a very simple yet pretty powerful technique, another way to reprogram. So, like, if there's any time, like, if you're feeling a certain way, it could be I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling angry, whatever it is. This is what he said to do. And I've done this and I've been doing this. It works. Okay? By the way, it's not about bypassing the feeling. Because I even did it this morning. So I was like, okay, I did but I'm like, no, I need to move this through and feel this as well. And that was part of probably what this technique helped me to do. So let me get to it. Number one, Bashar said, you say to yourself, oh, wow, I feel sad. Number two, I feel sad because I choose to feel sad. And finally, I feel sad because it serves me. And then here's the question. Well, why would I choose that? And I'm going to put that in the comments as well. Okay, I'll actually put that little script in the comments. And it's using your voice, speaking to your body, your higher mind, and just like it to the neurology. Let's kind of start to switch things up that it's essentially you reprogramming, recoding, because you have that power. And the more you do it, it is through repetition that it gets impressed within the subconscious, that even in the unconscious, in the cellular memory, and in your brain, in your neurology, and you start to develop new pathways that say, I don't choose this anymore. I don't need this. I don't need this. Why would I choose this? Very simple. And it works. It works. So that's it for today. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, drop them in there. Use those links. I'm here to support you on your own journey so you can support others by, like I said, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. I would love to bump up those subscribers. And if this truly helped you in some way, please comment. It's always great to kind of know that others are being helped and served by some of what I share here. So with that being said, another way to support you feeling safer is safer. I forgot to mention this is important, is to show up with a person or a small group of people, woman in this case, where you feel safe, where there is a sacred space, and you know that you can begin to share what you're feeling, and you know that you're not alone, and you can start to build that sense of safety and that sense of trust. And you can start to break down that energetic wall so that more and more can come in with greater ease and in greater abundance, because that's what happens. I can speak with personal experience. And so I have been divinely guided to host a weekly women's circle known as the Sister Star Seed Sharing Circle. Spots are limited. Okay, it's just $9.99, $9.99 US dollars. That's it for each weekly session. It's a fair love exchange based on how I've been divinely guided at this point to make sure we get you to show up and get the support you need. I'm here. You see me. I'm sharing. You know what I'm about. You know what I'm about. Okay. So I cap it out at 12. I cap it out. This is not a one to many right here. That's not how I'm being guided right here. I'm bringing women from all over. Right now, I've got for next week's session, I've got a woman who is in the midst. No, I'm not even going to say that. I don't even want to say that right now because that might not make her comfortable. But let's just say I'm bringing people together, and that's important that we have a caring community, that we support each other, that we can share, and we can build that sense of safety. Again, there it is. Dropping that link in the comments as well. Love you so much. Peace, 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 always.